I can't hear you. I can't hear you, but my countdown timer's working.
Your face on Facebook, the timer's working?
No, on the.
Will you check Facebook?
Yeah, let's see here.
Because my desktop is not connected to
Yeah,
the
it's.
internet.
I can't hear
Okay.
you. Oops. I can't hear you, but my countdown timer's working.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Yes, you guys could hear us both during the countdown timer because the event actually disappeared and said that it was not formatted to run correctly. So I had to go in, change everything, reset it up, and then go live. And then I was like, oh, is it working? Like, is Facebook pulling it up in the right spot? Because I have no clue. So we just rushed to get that fixed. So sorry, didn't mean to talk during the timer. Typically that does not and will not ever happen, but the event did something freaky right before the live. It like said that the parameters weren't right, and I was like, oh no, I don't know how to set this up. I was like, are we gonna have to go get Aunt Jean quick? And then I went in and kind of I took it, it said that it was gone, and then I took it and then I put it on and re-added it, and then it said it was only for YouTube and not for Facebook. So then you had to add the Facebook one because we can't miss out with you ladies. So there was a little bit of pausing we had to do there for a minute and to get the live running correctly. But I'm glad that you guys can hear us and see us, and hopefully this is functioning in the event like it's supposed to, because I don't know if that reconnected or not. So Jean, if you wouldn't mind taking a look and making sure that everything is good to go on that end, that would be amazing. Hi, Stephanie, Peggy, Kathy, Candy, Connie. It's good to see everybody. It looks like we have Uncle Doug commenting for YouTube, and then Jean for Facebook, it looks like. So super good. We got all of our bases covered and we're live. So that's all that matters. Hi, Lynn and Sherry. Good to see you guys as well. And still, comments are doing their thing. So viewing them straight from here. But we have a lot of really, really cool things for you guys today. Let me get my collection up here to give you some Carter numbers and things. And then while Uncle Doug's here with us, I did want to show the Big Loot giveaway very quickly. You guys know the drill. You must love react to the live demo for a chance to win, and to claim it, you must have an open order with us on vintageliveshop.com. So make sure you get your love reactions in. There's some blanks in here, a lot of wood elements. There's some art metals, some copper, some solid brass, some natural brass, you name it. So some really fun, nice pieces. Wish I could go out just a little bit. There's a couple pewter pieces in there too, I think. So that is our Big Loot giveaway. And then we do have some solid brass charm packs to do today for trivia. But we will bring Uncle Doug back on for that. So we will see
Bye
you in a little
bye.
bit. Okie dokie. Hi, Chris. Good to see you, and Diane as well. Oh, well, hopefully the video is. Will you check, um, Gene, to see if the video is streaming in the Facebook event and if it's streaming to YouTube as well. The event did something weird and then I had to re-add it and then it was only for YouTube and then had to connect Facebook. But Stephanie's saying she can't see the video at all on YouTube. Okay. So Doug says it looks good on their end. So hopefully everything's good. Thanks, Diane. Girlfriend, I have a gift for you if you place an order. Otherwise, I do have to redo that one for Friday. So if you place an order before Friday, I'll be able to send your winning goodie to you in your order because I did recognize your name on one of the bags this morning when I was double checking those. Okay. So we're working with some natural brass, some artisan copper, some solid copper, and solid brass. We're working with a few different metals today. Yes, the little heart reaction. So it should look like this. You have your like reaction, your love reaction, a laughing reaction, so on and so forth. There's several of those, but if you hit the love one, you're covered for the giveaway at the end. But make sure that it stays on the heart because sometimes somebody will like laugh at a comment or they'll like something and then it switches back on them. So make sure you have your love reaction. Hi, Sherry. Good to see you as well. So let's get into some of these here. Give you a little bit of a closer look. We're going to be doing some riveting and layering. So we have that key blank there on the bottom with our lunar fly with a bee there sitting on top with some glued on flat backs. And then we doubled up the chain for this one. And then we have this really cute coppery brassy bracelet. So we're going to do some more layering, but with some resin for this piece and some simple connections and some more gluing of the flat back. Then we have these cuties. So this is actually part of a filigree, and the other side of the filigree is used to wrap these riveles. So we'll bring those ones up next, but we did do a diamond shape wrap with the F20 to kind of make these look like northern stars for the squares. Love those. This is the Rivoli wrap that I was talking about using the other part of that filigree that we cut up. And then we did some wire wrapping with that really cool hoop bail. And I love that filigree. Love using that. Looks great from the front and the back. And then if you wanted to, you could flip the colored portion so the colored portion peeks through the filigree there, which would be super adorable. Then we have another technique for that hoop bail, that smaller hoop bail, with a drop bead that I've seen both Mackie and Ainsley. Ainsley's done it more recently, but I know Mackie used to do it in some of her designs. So a really cool drop bead that sits in that center. And then you have our hammered copper heart with a really beautiful open copper leaf on top. So those are layered. And then, so that same bail up here, that hoop bail, actually is this piece, this really cool creative bar. So we made a creative bar out of the hoop bail, which was pretty neat. And then used some saucer beads up top to spice it up. Did a really cool wrap there with the green flat back, and then did a wrap down here with the butterfly and our copper plated, antique copper plated hoop, which is our larger sized hoop. Well, that's for those. And then I actually forgot to upload a photo of it to the live stream today. But there is a kit that I do not have a finished design here, but Jean had sent me it. It looks like she had already made that active, so that was probably within the last 10 minutes. Um So it's actually the first product on the warehouse sale page now. So I do want to pop that up first. Jean had made a really cute necklace kit. You'll get more chain than this. I just needed it for the photo quickly. But it's got this really cute bird here. And I'll kind of format it so it kind of looks like what that necklace would. And then one of these. So there's 3 color options: yellow, white, and green that you can choose from. And then you take apart this FO2 filigree that you're going to get. So everything that you need to make this kit comes in the kit. So you'd pull your FO2 away, and this is an exclusive kit. So I only have 3 white, 5 yellow, and 5 green. So make sure you go grab them or purchase it right now because I'm sure they're going to go fast. But you're going to open up your filigree and you're going to wrap it. And Jean will have to comment if she had glued this at any point, but I'm just going to wrap it with my fingers here. These really cool, like, ceramic pieces. Make it kind of like the photo. So kind of like that. I'm pretty sure you're probably going to have to glue a portion of that. I would do that a little bit more, but I did not design that. Jean did. And then that would drop down here, just like the photo up there. So if you need a larger inspo photo, go to vintageliveshop.com. It is the first listing in the warehouse sale tab. And then you can choose your colors, yellow, white, or green. And everything you need to create the kit comes in the kit cart 100. So just very quickly wanted to cover that so I didn't forget. Okay, just checking on some comments here. Ooh, Lynn said, love the live, everyone. I won last week, anxiously waiting for it. So worth it. Oh, girl, it's coming. It's coming. It should, I don't know, maybe it should be like delivered here within the next day or two. Because I think we did get that stuff shipped out by Friday of last week. So it should be coming soon, girl. I'm excited for you. And then Krista was looking for projects with this bail, and you certainly delivered. So yes, Krista with customer care. Thanks for mentioning that, Jean. Some lady was asking her for some finished jewelry inspiration using these bales, and I kind of went crazy. Used them in a few different ways on top of the inspiration we had already sent her. So hopefully the lady likes the inspiration that she's getting. No glue, just roll the top down. Okay, so I would leave this portion a bit taller. So make this portion a little less. Pick these up. I should probably figure out which way this should be held better before that, and then roll this so it doesn't go up. There we go. Yeah, that's better. Super simple wrap. I would use my pliers to make sure everything's cinched down and rolled correctly, but make sure you get your orders in for that. Then I'll take that one down. Thanks for doing that, Jean. I thought these were super unique. I was like, I don't know what to do with them. And so, you know what happens with things I don't know what to do with? Hey, Aunt Jean. Hey, Ainsley. Can you please? Pleasey, please. And they always deliver. They do a phenomenal job. So, very thankful for them. So, let's get out some really fun stuff here. Thinking we start out with this gorgeous one. Our butterfly key bee layering. You're gonna need your rivet for that. So I actually will do 2 of these because this is in the same focal bundle. So let's do these 2. Cart 101, the necklaces sampler. So you're getting the sample pieces for both of these necklaces in this listing. You only have to add chain and findings. Everything else, the copper beads, the hoop bail, the F20, the copper heart, the hoop, butterfly bee, key, the crystals, all of that will be coming. You just need to add your jump rings and your chain. Your just typical findings, which is a really great deal. We're going to bring some of these off. Obviously, your better deals are going to be if you buy in bulk. So make sure you grab those bulk packs before they're gone. We unfortunately do not have this in a bulk pack because we are limited on it. Got those. I need my little key blank here, so that's included. We have our 3 blue flat backs. There we go. Our little saucer beads. I really love these artisan copper saucer beads. They're so cute. And that heart too looks really good when it's hammered. And our bee. There's our bee. Put our bee on this side. Green bead, our F20, our copper hoop, and our bail, our other bail. There we go. So that should be what you're getting along with your 3 little crystals. Pop those off to the side there. That's a lot of stuff. That is a lot of stuff. This retails for 12. This one $8.50. This one's probably closer to 10. So you got quite a bit of stuff in here for a great deal. Love that for you guys. So make sure you get your orders in. And then let's get to some construction. We'll start off with this one first, and then we'll probably break in between and do a trivia after this one, and then we'll do this one. So let's pull those off. Queen bee, butterfly, key. I'll move all this stuff off to the side for now. You're going to need your bench block, so have that handy. A hole punch, so have that handy. A hammer. I'm going to use the 4-ounce hammer for my key, so it makes the smaller notches. And we'll start with that. So let's get our key out first. Our natural brass key. Let me bring this up a little bit more. There we go. Hammer time is Peggy's favorite time. I just love hammered textures. If I could do like everything hammered, I probably would. But I have to change it up from time to time. So I'm gonna get around all those little circles. That's cute. I'm using the light to my advantage so I can see if there's any unhammered portions that are kind of sticking out that say, ooh, I need you to be hammered. That's looking good. Flatten it out a little bit from the back. Much better. And we have our butterfly that we're going to layer in there. I believe I centered it kind of in this area, but I might have gone up just a little bit more. Like there, looks like about, because this bee is a little bit longer, so the bee is going to sit kind of on top of it and fill in this empty space that's down there. Make sure I get my correct marks here. So if you want to screenshot this or something, maybe I can get the chain on the other side for a sec. There we go. So you guys can see where my rivet marks there were. So I'm going to do the bead to the butterfly first, and then I'll do the other one. Right in between. Okay. Get this formatted. Good. To make sure I hold it down in the right spot. I think I need to go up a little bit more here though. Okay, maybe we'll try there. That seems to be about right. I'm going to punch from the back to the front. And did I go straight through the butterfly head? Yes. Okay. And it shifted it just a little bit, but I want to make sure that I'm right in the center of the eyeball. So I'm actually going to make my punch here first. A little mark. Nope, we're going to go front to back on our bee first, and then we'll do it other way on the butterfly. And I do have these in bulk packs, so I'm going to pop the big butterfly up first. That'll be cart 102 natural brass butterfly pack, 5 pieces for $20. Let's see about where that hole's lining up. So we need to go right into this butterfly head. Okay, line those babies up. Looks good to me. Rivet those together, and then we will do our other punches. We're gonna go through these. So you will need a beetle at some point. So also get that handy. If you want, you can pre-do them. Just might be a little bit easier for your hole punch to get through one, and then your rivets when we connect these to the key. So I got pretty close to the body of it, going in between the wings there. And let me get a RV040 rivet. That's a solid brass tube rivet. I always say rivet. Rivet that I use all the time. It's my favorite one. Okay. So because I am gluing flat backs over these flat back crystals over the rivets, I put the nice side out the back. Let's get that hammered down. If you don't want to ruin, because this is dapped up, you can hammer it with the flat side too a little bit until you get down there. And then I recommend putting something, maybe I don't have them here. I had my dapping set, and I wouldn't use the wood one. I use the wood one, but for this purpose, I use the metal one. Let me go grab one of those. It's a long cylinder, and it's got a little rounded point for the dapping part. But let's cool about it is that the one side's flat. So if you get one that's small enough, you can fit it right into that area without hammering down that center part of your bee. So for instance, this cylinder tube, you can put it right on there and hammer that so it gets more flat, and then you can use the smaller rounded side to get in really close to the bee body. And it's looking pretty good. It's got to go in between those eyeballs too. Oh, I'm right there. Almost. There, that's much better. And then I'm going to glue that tiny on there. A little flat back. I think I brought one that was out a little bit too big though. Oh no, they're over here. It's like, do I have one? Little chaton. That will go there, but I'm gonna do that after we get this set onto this piece. That looks great. I know that my hole punches need to go. Or maybe, oh, I'm a silly goose. So I actually, on the original one, riveted this to the butterfly as well. So to fix that, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring this down a little bit, and I'm going to punch my holes in those same spots yet, but it's going to set just a little bit higher there. Silly goose, Corian. That's why sometimes it's difficult to design way ahead of time, because then you forget some things. Okay. So I need to punch here. And about there. I'll see if I can get this to work, because I'm not taking that out. Okay, well, at least we know the punches will fit, so that's good. Let's see if I had the punches lined up appropriately, though. I think that's the biggest battle half the time, is when you can't see lining them up. Yeah, we'll stretch that. We'll make that work. We'll make it work. I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger there. And we're popping out there, so that's okay. Great. Go back on the other side. Do the same thing. At least the hole punch fits. This would not be a fun one to do with our screw down one, that's for sure. Okay. That's looking good, but I am gonna flatten this out a little bit. Okay. 2 more rivets. Thread those on together. And then we need to thread them onto our butterfly here. Really hoping that I got that whole bunch right, but I might have to stretch it. I also told Ian that I want him to invest in a pair of Meta glasses for me because my TikTok for jewelry demos is huge and it's gotten a lot of traffic. But instead of taking extra time to create those videos, after I've already done the demonstration, already did the design, so on and so forth, what it'll do is it will, um, when I'm designing initially, it will record everything so I don't have to re-record. And then I can just go through, edit, and post and make money that way. Who doesn't love extra money? I have game planned Ian into buying me some Meta glasses so I can do that. But I was thinking that it also might be a good idea for some of you ladies to get some Meta glasses to help you guys with your tutorial videos, if that's something that you do or potentially are interested in doing. My best friend Ellen, she just got Meta glasses and she records all of her engine builds and her motorcycle builds that way. And she loves them. And somebody else I know, he loves his and he uses his for engine builds as well, but on trucks. I'm going to have to stretch this a little bit, ladies. I'm going to make my hole punch a little bit closer to the inside here, hopefully, just to stretch it out a little bit more. So that did not want to go in like the other one. But I think it's because it's slightly at an angle too, which can be difficult to get your rivet through that way because it's straight. Okay. I know it's lining up because I can see the hole all the way through, but we are getting caught on something. Okay. I think I got it through, but my key's just going to be a little bit off center in the meantime. Let me hammer this one side down since that one seems to be a little bit taller. And then I'll hammer my other side down. So what I did there is I'm using the leverage of my pliers to stick it back up through the rest of the way there. I don't think that one's gonna close all the way. That's not a problem because we are doing the flat backs anyway. Oh no. I don't want to pull it that far. Okay. Now she's straight. Ooh. Let's grab our glue here. Meta glasses are, you can get clear ones, you can get tinted ones, you can get prescribed ones, but they're glasses that record lots of video and can take pictures. So while you're sitting there and designing, your meta glasses would be recording what you're doing. And what's even cooler about it is that you don't need a tripod setup or something in front of your face. It's literally being recorded like from your eyeball view. So it's a really cool perspective, and then you don't really miss anything, which is super nice. But make sure you rewatch your whole video before you like rewatch, edit everything, and listen to everything, because who knows? I know some people have some pretty colorful language, so you'd probably want to make sure that stuff is cut out prior to posting your videos. So it is a little bit of work, but it also just saves you a bunch of time from having to redesign everything again. Like, it's already done. Just edit your video and post it, which I know a lot of you ladies have been requesting that I do my individual tutorial videos again, how I used to. And I just don't have the time to do that right now. So that's just a whole different avenue I can take to be able to bring those back for you guys, because they were super popular. I think there was like one specifically on my TikTok that got like over 100,000 views and things. I think it was that rap one, that the Rivoli rap that Lisa really likes. That one did super well. But if I'm not consistent in posting, or if you're not consistent in posting on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, like all your different platforms, your videos are less likely to be pushed out. So you have to post like once a day, or else your stuff gets way less traffic. So there's a little bit of marketing tips for you guys as well. I'm gonna take a little bit more of this glue and I'll put some down here on both sides for my blue ones. Just set that on top of my glue there. Push those down. Where's my little paper towel over here? So Loctite gets super sticky super fast. So if you're using like a paper towel or something to wipe it off, like do it super quick, or else your paper towel will get stuck to the glue that's on your piece. Okay, now we're gonna do a little ring up here, and this actually doesn't sit much higher than what I thought it was. We're pretty close to how it was formatted to start, which is nice. I just have a little less room to work with right here. That's not a problem, because we fix things. Boop. Let's see if I can get this set right there. I might have to, let me pull one of these down a little bit. That one down a little bit. Give me a little tiny bit more room there. Oh, perfect. That glued down nice and tight. And wait, Corian, there's an open hole on the back. Yes, ma'am. Just wait. We're not done yet. Okay, let me close up my glue before I tip it over and there's just Loctite everywhere, because that would be horrible. What small tool did you use to make the small hole in the butterfly? Just the vintage hole punch. This one. The 1.5 millimeter hole punch. You just bloop, and it punches a hole right out, or punches your metal out right there on the other side. Okay, flip over. Add some resin right there. And then you put that in the light. Ding, ding, ding. That's just some extra security. Pop out our light here. I'm gonna pop that in the UV light, and then while that's curing, we can have Uncle Doug pop on for a trivia. And then I'm going to pop up that key blank next. Cart 103, natural brass, 18 pieces for $20. So this key that I used there is what's listed above. And I'm gonna put this in the light before I just dump all my resin out. And then in a minute, I will put up the bulk pack for the bee, because I didn't do that either. Let me grab this so we can bring Uncle Doug on. Dump this out quick. Give him a minute. Get this sorted out. And then that bee pack that I was referring to that we layered on top is cart 104. You can get natural brass or solid brass version. 4 pieces for $22. Oh, look at those cute little busy bees and those moon blanks. Cute. All right, let's bring Uncle Doug on here. Welcome back.
Hello.
We are doing a solid brass charm
Nice.
giveaway trivia.
So I came into the office today and I found a doodle on my desk. So I had to make a trivia question match the doodle. And it was Goose over on YouTube who had created the doodle for me.
We love that.
Thanks, Nancy Goose. All right, here's the question. What variety of flower moves with light, has edible petals, grows even when cut, and has a name derived from the Persian word delband? That's your question.
I don't know.
What variety of flower moves with light, has edible petals, grows even when cut, and has a name derived from the Persian word delband? Let's see who can react to it. Now we got to get our refreshes in on Facebook because
Well, Jean's already got her comment in. Holy smokes, girl.
who is it?
Jean said morning glory.
Also, we got one guess in there so far.
Mm-hmm. Also, Peggy, stay tuned because I have something that I bought that I think you're going to love. Chris said pansy. Pam said sunflower. Lisa said sunflower. Lynn said delphinum. Jeez, girls, what kind of
That's easy for you to say,
stinking
Corey.
flower words are you putting in there? I know what, yeah, Delilah. That I actually named one of my puppies Delilah.
Dahlia.
Dahlia, but it was
Yep.
Delilah.
Keep
For
them
her.
coming.
Peggy said tulip.
Peggy said tulip.
Yep.
Okay, that's the first correct answer on either side.
She's the first one.
Our lovely Peggy Einfeld. All right.
Yes.
Winner, winner.
Well, good job, Peggy. Look at those tiny, cute little bees, and there's a couple nests and a dragonfly. These really cool deco drops. I love those moon blanks, those cute tiny flowers. It's a good one, girl. And we already know Peggy's got her order in. So This one is claimed by Miss Peggy. Lynn's a retired florist? What? No way.
We get all these crazy, interesting facts from our gals.
Lynn, we need to chat about my plants. I love plants
Hold on, I gotta.
and flowers. Actually, I'm going to tell you. Ooh. Yay, Peggy. I didn't mean to put up your comment there. Sorry. I was just trying to scroll up. But I have you need to tell Ian to buy me a whole bunch of flowers and how to like put them together. But good job, Peggy. We
I
love
gotta do it
that.
all. I guess we should show it, right?
Yes. Lynn, that's so cool. Oh, that's so cute. Love it.
Oh, Peggy.
Oh,
Peggy's Nancy Goose Doodle.
you had one that was named Delilah too, Sherry. That was one of my litter that had gotten taken. That's so fun. All right. Anything else, Uncle Doug?
That's it. See you in a bit.
Okay. Amazing. He's going to come and grab your winnings. Good job. We love shipping things like that to you guys in your orders. So make sure you have them placed. And I have like 3 other giveaways that I'm holding. One might be for you, Lynn, actually. I'll have to double check, but you guys need to place your order so you guys can get your free giveaways. In Holland? Oh, I did not. I have not been there before. I wouldn't retire to Michigan though. No way. No way. Okay, we're gonna bring on the other side of that bulk pack, bulk sampler. Flip and then flip. There we go. Okay, let me bring this necklaces sampler back up. So this is the other necklace to the other one that we just demoed. This one's super fun with the unique creative bar that we created out of that bale. So let me or talking about it. Let me bring up that bale pack first. Hoop bale pack, cart 105. Solid brass hoop bales, 24 pieces for $20. There are so many different things you can do with this. I had this creative bar as an example. Then we did our really cool bead drops up there. Like if you're not really good with riveting, you can always use a jump ring to connect those together. So I did want to showcase that, and then a wire wrap down it as well. So there's a couple cool things you can do with these. I do recommend picking up a pack or at least getting the samplers so you can try them out and see how you like them. That's why I love the samplers, because you're getting almost, if you get each of the kits or samplers, you're getting like one of each of everything that you need to make. And you get to sample those pieces. So if it's something you've never gotten before, I highly recommend doing that so you're able to use the same designs and or get creative with them. So I'm going to start pulling these sides out, which is going to make this U here a little bit wider. Awesome, thank you. Make it a little bit wider from pulling from the inside there. That's looking good. I love unique components. So these creative bars definitely hit that unique area. So kind of pinch in about how much, maybe a little bit more, maybe like there. And then you're gonna pull back up again. And then you're gonna take another little, like a half of that, what you just grabbed. You're gonna pull that back down. Just be careful because that's right where your loop's hitting. So don't pull it like super fast so you don't tear off your loop, but I'm liking that. This does need to go down a little bit though. Nice. Do the same thing on the other side. Gonna pinch in quite a bit. We'll go there. About. Pull that up. Oh, that might have been a little bit too much. Pull that back down. I did that a little less even than the other time, but it's a creative bar. Who knows? Maybe I'll hammer this one. Now I'm curious what it looks like when it's hammered. Okay, let's fumble around with this a little more. I need to bring this down. Or actually, I'm going to bring this side up. Looking good. Looking good. Should have made this one a little bit longer, so that's what I'm going to do to kind of match the other side. This piece is thick enough that you can maneuver it a few different times until you get it like perfect. Bring that back down. Enough to get it where I want it. Kind of like Ainsley in that aspect. If it's not like pretty dang close to how I had it, then I'm gonna redo it a couple times to make sure that it's kind of more what I'm looking for. Side's a little less than the other side. Might put a little more kink in there. That's okay. It's okay if it's a little bit different. I'm not gonna overwork it. But I can fix it a little bit, maybe. Where's my other chinos here? All right, that's a little bit better. Now I'm gonna hammer it because I have to see what it looks like. I'm actually liking it hammered. I don't want to ruin my loops, so I'm gonna kind of hang that over the side a little bit. At least the loop part. Beautiful. Hang my other loop part over, but enough to where I can get it hammered. I'm liking it hammered a lot more. I need to add like a couple of those marks in there. Yeah. An extra creative bar. Super creative. All right. Next up are saucer beads. I don't have a huge stock of these as well before they're going to be back on retail only. So grab them while you can because I have a feeling that I won't be able to offer these on live shop come next week. So if you want the saucer beads, get them now. Otherwise, you will buy them at full retail price instead of at a discount. I used HP 3s for those, which my HPs are gonna be over there yet. I think I grabbed HPF25 when those need to be HP3s. HP3s are a little bit thicker. They're probably pretty close to the same length. I think the HPF25s are 2.5 inch and then the HP3s are 3 inch. But I do like the thickness, especially when I'm using them to hold up pieces. We're going to create a wrapped loop with this, which this one might sit a little bit better because I wasn't really gauging my saucer beads quite yet when I was doing that. So it is kind of good to have a little bit more of a wider surface up here so your beads stay a little bit more flat, unless you like the way that it looks when they're kinked a little bit like that. Saucer bead, dang girl. Okay. Like, why can't I get that to sit? It's sitting now. And guess who got her vintage round nose pliers back? Me, because those ones that weren't vintages stunk to use. I did not like using them. So, if you don't have vintage tools, I suggest getting them because they're amazing. And we're creating a wrapped loop by spinning the wire around our copper beads. Oop. As they slip out of my hands or out of my pliers. Straighten that loop back out there, make it a little bit tighter. I'm gonna rotate this wire back a little bit and then I'm gonna cut this off, this tail end. That tail, make sure it's not just sticking out. And force my loop back into that pretty. There we go. So loop with our saucer beads. Let's do the other side. Actually, I might pull those a little bit wider. Next saucer bead. And do that same thing on the opposite side. Kind of gauging approximately the same size loop. The numbered round nose pliers help a lot with that. The ones that I'm referring to are these, because you can put your wire back on those numbers and create the same size loop. Those are super handy when you need everything to be pretty uniform. And I'm gonna finish out this wrapped loop. Making sure that it's pretty dang tight. And then these beads aren't going anywhere. Seems to be pretty good. Snip off this tail. And tuck the remaining. Let me fix my loop here first. Okay. Cute. Those are the saucer beads. I did not hammer this heart for that one, but I think I'm going to for this one. I did do the hammered hearts in the earrings, but I'm gonna do some hammering for this quick. Just want to add a little bit more texture because it is a very textured design. Okay, that looks great. Take a relief block to it too. So this is what it looks like before. Get some of those bright copper highlights coming out. Gorgeous. And then we need our F20 wrap. So you're going to need your F20 and your green bead. This is typical for us. We're just going to bring up those sides, 2 corners across from each other. Slide that in. Or you could do it this way too. So maybe I'll do it this way for this one so you guys can see both versions. With it open and with it closed. I'm gonna fold down that side. This one's a little slippery. This one might not be like super centered. I might have a little bit more filigree on the one side than the other. It's okay. Just gonna make sure that's cinched in super close. Can't really tell from the back side, so that's good. Gorgeous. I'm gonna press that back down though. Now that I've gotten my sides pushed in. Beautiful. Bring that down a little bit. That's gonna sit there. All right, and then you need your hoop, your creative hoop. I used a JR20 copper antique plated JR20 to match the copper antique plate of the hoop there. We're gonna string a jump ring through, which is going to keep it cinched together like that. You're going to take this butterfly that we have here. I set it on to kind of see where it would lay and where I can wrap. And what I decided to wrap were the antennas. So I'm going to clip to separate the antenna from the wings. And make sure you file or cut off any of those sharp pieces. And pull it up and shift these down because these are what's going to be wrapped around. Let's cinch that down a little bit more, closer to the bar there. Try and stay centered. So I'm just gonna start pulling these in. I think this side needs to come in a little bit more. That looks to be about good. And then I'm going to roll these down. And then there's these holes here, and here that I'm going to roll these into. Roll these antennas in there. And then you can pull them back out and up and around that creative hoop, or the hoop that we're working with, not the creative bar that we made. Chain nose might be a little bit easier for that. roll, roll, and roll. You grab it from the front and roll it back over. Looking good. Looking good and secure. All right, I lined up these here. And I punched a hole at the bottom of this heart. So I'm just kind of like mark it and then punch my hole and make sure that it's centered. Grabbing yet another JR20 copper antique plate. If you guys haven't noticed, that is my favorite plating color. It's the copper antique. I might have to use a little bit of a larger jump ring now that I've hammered the creative bar, but we'll see. It should work well. Oh yeah, we're golden with a hammered one. Totally good. Grab another JR20 copper antique plate. And then we'll do another trivia after this necklace. This one's a little bit of a long one. Jump ring to jump ring. And then jump ring through copper heart and jump ring through F20. Close that up. And then add your chain. That one's not hard. Just takes a little bit of time because you're doing a few wrapped loops and you're wrapping your flat back and you're wrapping your butterfly, but this one's super fun. And what do you guys like more? Do you like the hammered creative bar or the normal, like smooth creative bar? I'm curious. And then do you like it like the green open or the green closed? You can still, I mean, it's pretty vibrant yet, seeing it through the filigree. It might be a little bit harder to see with the lighting that I have in here. Let me do like that. There you go. Which one do you guys like more? All right. So while you guys are letting me know which ones you like more, I'm going to pop up the hoop pack. That's the hoop that we used to wrap this butterfly with. You can get it in matte gold, copper antique, which is the color that I used for today's demo, or you can get it in silver. So there's a few different color options you can do for those hoops, and I have demonstrated those a couple times as well. So those finished designs are in that listing. And did I show the copper heart here? Which I will bring this copper heart back up for the earrings, but if you want to get it now, cart 108, it is artisan copper. So it's like antiqued. 14 pieces for $20. I think that's the last one for this. So let's bring Uncle Doug on here. And then I will view your comments. Welcome back.
Thank you. I suppose
Oh,
you wanted to
Peggy.
give away of some sort.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's just a solid brass charm sampler pack. So I'll get that up here. That's so funny, Peggy. I'm gonna bring up your comment. So when I was demonstrating the Backstage Pass subscription, the stash review for that, which is back to exclusive, so we're not broadcasting that public anymore. Only our stash ladies get to see that. But I could not find my round nose pliers, and so I used a different brand, and they sucked. It was so bad. I was like, there's no way I'm using these right now. So it was a good demonstration on why to get vintage tools.
So, are you going to talk about that for anybody who might not know what the Backstage Pass is?
There's the graphic. It is a subscription, a monthly subscription. It's $35 a month. You get 2 times the rewards. You get the monthly vintage stash shipment, which is valued $75 or higher. So already right there, you're getting double what you pay for. Then you have your free master classes. So you get master classes, my stash class, and ask the designer session. So there's quite a bit. And then you also get access to the exclusive masterclass library on the retail site. And note that you do have to be subscribed and you have to be signed into your retail account to be able to view that masterclass library.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yes.
Okay. Here's the question. The males of this
Oops.
5-eyed, hairy-bodied insect variety are not capable of stinging. They pollinate by fast-beating wings that help vibrate blossoms until they release large amounts of pollen. I'll put those in the comments here too.
So it looks like everybody's split on the ones they liked more. I'm seeing a lot of hammered versions, and then there's some people that said more green, some people that say green closed. So it's good. I'm glad that you guys got to see both versions of that. Thanks, Rosie. She said that she was late. So how did I mount the butterfly on the hoop? By using, you can rewatch as well, but so the butterfly here, while we're waiting for our trivia answers, these antennas connect all the way out here. And so you clip them from this point and then wrap the antennas around that hoop. So the only thing that's holding this butterfly to this hoop are the antennas that we clipped.
All this was so close. It was Stephanie got it first over on YouTube, and then Lisa Mack. So Steph Fredine, the answer was bumblebee.
Good job, Stephanie. And she's already got her order in, so we know that this one's claimed. Good job, Stephanie. We love bumblebees. I love bees in general. Ian's allergic to bees. And I think Kieran might be getting allergic to bees with of how many times he's been
He keeps
stung and
dosing
just
himself.
swollen up. Oh my. What a cute little bumblebee.
Notice there's no stinger. It must be a male.
Yeah. They do have stingers though, because I stepped on one before and it got stuck to the bottom
No,
of
I'm
my
saying
foot.
the males. The
Oh, the
males don't have
males?
a stinger. Yeah.
Oh, so only the females do?
Yes.
Dang, I wish I would have crunched a male one instead.
Right?
It was, I don't know, I had to have been like 8 or something. I was really young and I was just running through the yard barefoot because that's what us kids did. And then whoop, got attached to the bottom of my foot.
I remember I had an insect jar that I kept, and I put, plants in it and stuff, and I'd capture all sorts of insects. Well, I started getting brave about the type of insects I could just get with my hands. And
Yeah.
I tried grabbing a bumblebee, and boy, that didn't go over so well in my hand.
I'm sure. All
All
right,
right,
we'll
I'll be right
see you.
over.
Okay. Awesome sauce. Well, I'm glad you get the solid brass charm sampler. Those are really good deals and they're super cute. Okay, on to our next, because those were really fun. But it's even more fun learning how to wrap Swarovski in different types of filigree. So we're going to bring on these earrings next. So much fun. Peggy sat down on a bumblebee? Oh no. Kathy goes, I like the bees. The ladies are in charge, always. Ladies always hold the power. All right, let's bring up the earrings sampler. So both of these earrings You get all of the focals. You just have to add your chain and findings. What?
Sounds like that.
Uh-huh. I got stung by a lady bee. Yeah. Yep. Does absolutely. Ha ha. Ha ha ha. Hee hee ha ha. Oh, I think I used up my F20s. Yes, please. Yep. Like AA05 or something like that. AA06. So I only have one. I used up my other one. Okay. So you're going to get all of this stuff. And then you're also going to get, ooh, that's what I didn't bring out. You're going to get the wire to wrap this. And the wire is not photographed in the listing, but it is noted that you will be receiving that wire. It's 18 gauge, half round, half round wire. So it's got a rounded smooth top and a flat bottom. Thank you. They can't, oh, they could see you there for a second. Your hand right there. Yep. You brought me my F20s. Thank you.
Everybody needs an Uncle Doug once.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Boop, boop. Let's scoot down a little bit. All right. So I did have that bail pack. I'm going to pop up the bail pack again. 24 pieces for $20, cart 105. These are those hoop bales. So make sure you pick up a bulk pack of that or at least get the kits. And then I do have these alchemy filigree drops as well. So 6 pieces for $21. This also won't be on the live shop for super long. So if you want them, get them. Otherwise, because I do not have back stock of this. So within the week, I will be taking this listing back down. So if you want to mess around with these, I highly suggest getting your pack before you're unable to and have to buy them at retail value. Cart 110, the natural brass alchemy filigree. 6 pieces for $21. And those are the bulk packs that I have for these two. I'm going to bring back up the earring sampler. Okay. We need to cut up this filigree. So let's shift these up a little bit. I'm actually going to shift this down so you don't see my big light up there because that's a little annoying, huh? Get those up there, and let's get to cutting. We love cutting things. I needed to keep the integrity of this flower, so what we're going to do is we're going to snip here, which is going to detach that flower. I might have to have Kieran. Oh, silly me. I was going to show you guys how to sharpen your things here because Kieran will not go live. I will not be able to convince him to. So, if you want to make your cutters last a little bit longer, grab your vintage file and grab your vintage cutters because you should just have vintage cutters. And you're going to follow the angle of your cutters and sharpen them up a little bit with your file. Do not change the angle. Make sure you stay with the angle. Yeah, those are much sharper already. And it was just a few strokes. And they cut nice. So use your vintage file to sharpen up your tools that need a little bit more life. Which I might need to do a little bit more on that one. Here, I'm going to use my shears. This is a little bit of a longer cut. Let me snip this little portion off first, off the bottom here, because I don't want to cut open those loops, which if you do, it's not a problem because I accidentally cut one off the other one. So then I just had to shape them and U them, but I'm going to see if I can do it without doing that this time. But I don't know how lucky I'm going to get. I don't know. If I cut slowly, I should be able to get it, but let's see. Nope, I cut right through it. I always do that. I always cut a little bit too fast. Okay, so we'll just round these out. Not a problem. Just take off that little square there. And use your file. Ooh, I'm gonna make that a little more flush before I take my file to it. And then I'll show you guys what the backwards wrap looks like this with it enclosed versus open as well. So you guys have a good view of both styles. I love doing that. If there's something that I can do like a little bit differently, I will try to do that for you guys during the demos. Because it's fun to see different paint colors, different crystal wraps, front versus back, open versus closed, all that fun jazz. I'm gonna come in and clean up this flower here and detach the stuff that was left. There we go. Sure you file that so it's not sharp any longer. And then you can rub your fingers along it to make sure you're not getting cut or caught on it. Okay. This is going to be your first initial piece right here. And then for your wrap, you're gonna lay this in to match the diamond shape of the F20. We're going to pull in these corners. And the corners should kind of fit right in those holes there. I might have to pull that down a little bit. Perfect. Fold over a corner. I was going to do this style with the hammered moon earrings that we did a couple weeks ago for the lunar collection. But I was getting a little too frustrated, so I decided to hold off on it and then to do it a little bit later. So that's why we're showcasing it now, but this would be a really cool wrap for those earrings because it does make it look like a star. Like the North Star. I'm gonna cinch in my corners. Make sure that this crystal is secure. Not looking pretty good. You could keep it like that if you wanted to. Otherwise, I went through and I pulled up the sides, which can get a little frustrating. So just move it slow. And then that's going to U in these top pieces. Moving it slow because I don't want to ruin the integrity of the crystal here. All right, now I'm going to go on opposites. Squeeze in. Opposites. Ooh, don't go too fast. Squeeze in. I might do it a little bit more on this other side. Oh, I have a runaway crystal. So it's a little more star formatted. Oh, I might have actually just broke it there. Maybe just a little bit. I did just a tiny bit, but that's okay. And then you keep working it until you get all your sides up next to the square. I might have pulled that one out a little too much. Telling you guys, I got super frustrated doing this one, so that's why I held off on it. But seems like I'm getting that same frustration. That's a little bit better there. Like that. And then you attach your ear wire there at the top. Boop. And then I put 2 Dare 20s in copper down there. I'm just gonna put a natural brass one in and a copper one there. Oh, I should have flipped that back the other way so you could see it that way. Oops. And then CH116 chain, which is the same chain that I used throughout this whole collection. So that flat link chain, I actually do have it here. You can get a 22-foot spool or an 8-foot pack. And this is the chain that I used for the earrings and then both necklaces. So you just drop a little bit of that down into a U and connect it to your filigree there. So that's super easy. It takes care of that earring portion. And then we need to wrap our Rivoli into this flower, which I'm going to do backwards this time, so you guys can see what it looks like from that view. But I really like it how it is open there. I might remove a little bit of this stap, just a little bit, because my crystal is not that deep. So whatever space that I can save to wrap over the back will be the best bet. That seems perfect. All right, let's see where that lays and then where we need to pull up our tabs. So we're going to keep one up top and one on bottom, and then we're going to fold in these 2 on the side. I'm going to say probably right about here. I'm going to fold that in and fold the other side in. And same on the other side. We love new ways of wrapping Rivolis. We use them all the time because they're just great crystals to use and they really amplify the designs. But having a whole bunch of different ways of wrapping them just makes it that much better because you can use the same crystal how many different times, but it does look different because you're using different filigree and or different wrapping techniques. Well, this one might be a little bit shorter than the other one. Looks about good. I'll set it down and go from opposite sides. Ooh, don't smush my fingers in between there. That was a close one though. It was close. That's okay. The other week I went to open up. I went to open up one of my windows and I held it here, like from here, and I went to pull it down and not thinking that it only goes halfway down, I went to go pull it all the way down and it snapped my fingernails That's why they're a bit shorter, because I had to cut them back down again. But like three, at least three on each side just snapped right in half. And I was like, good thing it didn't like come off. This is done curing now that it's been in there for a hot minute. But that's how that came out with our cured resin to secure that gorgeous thing up there. See, and I'm telling you guys, we didn't go much lower. I mean, it looks pretty dang close. We just had to shift these just a tiny bit. So our little workaround worked for that. This is looking incredible. And let me just so you guys can see. It looks way more vibrant off the camera. But I love that. That's super cute. I did 2 jump rings up top, which connected into a third and then attached to the ear wire up there. So that's super easy. And then for our hoop here, we're going to do that same closed technique without using a rivet. We're just going to do it with our jump ring, which is amazing. And I'm going to try and cinch this in just a little bit. If it's not going to close all the way, that's okay. But I just wanted it in a little bit tighter. So we squeeze in a little bit. And then that half round wire, which is coming in the earring sampler. Find my end here. Snip off a good chunk of it. Don't be worried. I'm gonna send you probably like 2 feet of it. Use like a foot each. That way you have enough to go however far down you want to go. You could stop midway or where I stopped. Totally up to you. I'm gonna straighten that out. And then I'm gonna create a little hook. And again, this is the 18 gauge half round natural brass colored wire. So it's like smooth there on the top and then it's flat on the bottom, which makes it super nice for wrapping. I think I need to widen that, make it a little bit longer of a hook. So the piece is a little bit thicker. And then I work my way down from the top. And it might be easier to not have your jump ring attached. So I'm actually going to remove that and then wrap it. It's getting in my way a little bit. And then I'll add it back. And I will. That way I can clamp it from the top. Make sure that I'm all the way to the edge. But this needs to work its way down, so hold on. Hold on here, I'm fumbling this. It's hitting my light, so I need to bend it down a little bit so it doesn't do that. Okay. Now we're going to twist this nice and tight and following it down our bail. Once you get a couple in there, you can release the wire and just hold the bail at that point. And I'm doing the wrap with just my fingers so I can make sure that the flat part stays against the bail and then the round part is the part that's showing. It's like a ring around the rosy. You're just gonna keep going, and you'll probably get faster as you go. I might send you 3 feet actually, because this seems like it's gonna be pretty close. I'm gonna chop off this top piece here. Here we go. That way it looks a little bit better that way. You could stop right there if you wanted. Leave it a little more open, so maybe I'll do that instead of going all the way down. And then we'll leave this to be the back. So I'm gonna cut a little bit farther up. And then I'm gonna roll this and kind of tuck it up into our little wrap in there. Where's my needle? I might have to chop a little bit more of that off. Okay. Oh, it's all. All right. So from the front, looking like that. And then same thing on the bottom. It's the 2 to 1. Let me grab a few jump rings out of my thing there. This would be just a cute pendant anyway. That's when you're going to put your JR20 back on. Into the 2. Okay. There you go. And then with leaving some of that open, you have the opportunity to drop something else from that as well. If you wanted to add like a little, that one seems to be a little bit too big, but if you have like a charm or something you want to dangle from that, you can. All right. So this one, do you like it open or closed? Open or closed? I really like the way that it's open and has all those little dots there along the side for the border, but I really like the closed as well. So which ones are your favorites for that? And while you're telling me your favorites, we're gonna bring Uncle Doug on for a trivia. So let's bring him up. It is 18 gauge, half round, natural brass colored wire. All right, let's take this down and bring Mr. Uncle Doug. Welcome back.
Hi there.
All right, I'm gonna go through some comments here.
I'm also refreshing Facebook. You know, we got to do.
Yes. Make sure you, if you want to win our little charm sampler. We're doing solid brass charm samplers today for our trivia. Uncle Doug will put a trivia question up here in a
We
moment, and
will.
then whoever gets it right has the opportunity to claim it. And all they need to do is have an open order with us on vintageliveshop.com. So our next little charm sampler.
Are we ready?
Ready for you.
There are over 165,000 species of this insect. They taste with their feet and never excrete waste, that is. They use up all they eat for energy. Would that be weird? Tasting with your feet and never excrete?
That would be weird.
Yes, it would. What is this insect?
Lisa's asking what everybody's creating today because she's making a butterfly bracelet. We have a couple new watchers over there on YouTube. Of course, Candy.
Yeah, there are a few chiming in here. We got Ralph. I see his new Blanc, or it's Beth Blanc.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see anybody else. We saw Kat Stephanie's over there. Sherry. Good number of viewers here.
Let's
So who's
see.
got an answer for us? I'm having to refresh my Facebook as always.
I know my comments are a little mixed up right now. So I'm just scrolling through here.
Dale. Dale DeSantis. Has the correct answer.
Dale, I think you might be another one of my winners that I'm waiting on for an order. So place your order for this charm sampler pack, and then if I do have that other giveaway still, I will throw that into your order as well before I redo it. Congratulations, Dale. And I'll move this up here for Uncle Doug so he can get your doodle. We love butterflies. That's Peggy's favorite. And you know what? Speaking of butterflies, this is what I was going to show you, Peggy. I bought this candle for like $2.50. And as of yesterday, I have burned it out, and Kieran had it cleaned out for me this morning.
Ooh, look at that.
But it's got all these cute little butterflies. It's light
That's
pink,
pretty.
and look at the lid.
Yeah, where did you get that?
It's Sierra for $2.50.
Did
Their
you get one for
clearance
Goose?
candle. The other one was a broken butterfly. So otherwise I would have gotten them both, but that was the only one they had.
Oh, too bad. It's pretty.
I know. I use them for my jewelry photography and for pencil and pen holders and a bunch of other things. Love that butterfly.
I love the color. Look at the pretty, those blue iridescent ones.
Yes.
I couldn't quite get iridescence with Sharpies.
All right, that's a little more
That's as good as you
difficult.
get. Sorry, folks.
All right, we'll see you over
See you in
here,
a bit.
Uncle Doug. Isn't it so cute? It's adorable. I love it. Like, I use them as Q-tip holders, and I mean just all sorts of different things. If I'm going to, I only buy candles now if one, they have to smell good, and two, if they're in a unique jar or something that I love. Here, I have one more that Kieran just cleaned out for me. This one was like a $4 one, but it used to be like $20. But just like a little hack for you guys, if you like burning candles, clean out your wax when you're done burning it and then you reuse it or sell it. Sell it for $10 as like this cute little like holder or something. Like, girls, do it. It's so worth it. I love it. I have a hold on. I'm just going to show you right now while I'm talking about it. This isn't even a fraction of the candle collection that I have up there. Those are just cleaned out, ready to go, ones that I've already been using. And I have like probably another 15 at home that I need to bring in for Kieran. And then he's got probably another 10 just sitting in his office that he's got to bring home because I just load him up. And I just love burning candles. So, it's a little tip, trick, and technique from the warehouse over here. Yeah, what's that? Oh yeah. I've seen people do that. Right. And then yeah, and they'll like you said, they'll do like the different layers and different scents. So like one will burn out and then it's a new scent. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay. So we have two more. We have our bracelet here and our earrings. So we're gonna do our earrings first, and then we'll do our bracelet, and then we'll do the big loot giveaway because these are gonna go really fast. Because the bracelet's just simple connections, and then this one's pretty close to the same thing. So this earring pair does come in a complete kit. So everything that you need to make these earrings comes in this kit. The ear wires, the head pins, the beads, the heart, the open leaves, the jump rings, everything you need for that comes in this kit. So grab the kit for sure. And then grab your bulk packs, especially for like this leaf and that heart. So I have both of those as bulk packs. So our open leaf here, this is Artisan Copper, 16 pieces for $20, cart 113. Super duper cute. And I'll leave that up for a minute while we do our wrap with our bail here. So let's string on the really cute light sapphire bead that you're going to get in there. So we'll string that and hold that off to the side for a moment. And then you need your bail, and then your heart and your open leaf, and then your jump rings and stuff can come a little bit later. But grab your open work leaf, because I think I need to check what the normal stock looks like of that, because that one might also get taken off the live shop here soon. Because it is a more popular piece, and I am almost out of the back stock, and I have not checked the normal stock. So grab it while you can, because I might be gone within the week. Cart 113 for that. And then we're going to go back to that copper heart. Cart 108. And we're going to hammer this. It's nice. It's like a nice thinner piece. It's not super thick by any means. So the hammering goes pretty quick and pretty easy with these. And I just love the way it looks. I love texture. I love texture. Okay. That looks good. Flatten it back out. Where's my relief block? Oh, we're going to bring out some of those bright copper highlights. We love that. Ooh. Looks so good. And you guys have now got me wanting to hammer this rectangle blank behind that. So, you know what I'm going to do? Exactly that. All right, that's together. Take a jump ring. Copper antique, like always, because those are Corian's favorites. And I just love mixed metals. Mixed metals are my all-time favorite. Whether it's just the jump rings that are mixed in, you name it, I love it. String those on. I'm not going to close that jump ring because we will string that onto our bail here in a moment. For this, I put my sapphire bead with the head pin and I measure it to see approximately where it would sit and where I need to make my loop. Also, where my round nose pliers. Make sure that your head pin's pulled all the way up and your bead is pulled down to the base. I'm gonna grab it about here, which is pretty dang close to what I need it to be. And we are going to make our wrapped loop. Ooh, this one is a thinner wire, so you need to be a little bit careful when you're making those loops. I'm gonna fix it, and then I'm going to loop it. Oopsie, like I didn't just totally mess up this wire, but that's okay. It's not gonna be the prettiest loop. And I actually am just gonna wrap this all the way down in a funky way because I'm curious what it would look like wrapped all the way down too. Because this one I didn't. I just did the wrap loop at the top, but I kind of like the way that things look when they're funky. So I'm just gonna bring this down as far as I can. Kind of twist it up a little bit. Maybe twist it up around this bead there. Mm-hmm. Let's snip off that little tail. All right, I definitely didn't do enough sharpening on that. So I always have Kieran do it because when I think it's good enough, it's definitely not good enough. And he just takes care of it for me. But I'm glad that you ladies know how to sharpen those now, at least the way that Kieran does it. All right, gorgeous. Grab a bail, grab a jump ring. This was probably the hardest part for me, as silly as it may seem. But I'm gonna string my jump ring through this loop and then through the loop of my wire wrap and then through the other side, which I actually think that I made this a little too short. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to elongate this loop, make it just a tiny bit taller instead of wider. Still make sure that I can string my jump ring through there though. Let me just widen the top a little bit. Okay. Let's see if that widened it enough to string that through. Yep, it was. Love that. Okay. Close that jump ring. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Ah, I like it way more with the wrap all the way down. It just looks way cooler. It looks so much cooler. I probably should have left a little space there for my jump ring. And swing out the back a little bit. Oh, it'll be okay. It'll all be okay. I also did a ton of yard work the other day and cut a bunch of the bottom part of my tree down so people could walk on the sidewalk without getting smacked with a branch. Let me see if I can unwiden this loop a little bit. Maybe I might have to take it back off. I just need to pull it up just a little bit more. I might even just kink some of this wire up a little bit. Perfect. Okay. And then 2 ear wire, which I do have one here. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Close. Done. Adorable. Which one do you like more? mean, it's not a huge difference by any means, but do you like the creative wrap all the way down or the straight, like the just the wrap loop at the top and then straight? I think this one adds more texture, and I just love texture. Give me more of it. They're so cute, though. I freaking love those. Love, 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 love. All right, let's see here. My comments are not updating, so hopefully you guys don't need something from me right away. All right, last matter of business before we do our big loot giveaway. This is bracelet. It's gonna go really fast. Pop that down there. Okay, so let's pop up the sampler first. This is a sampler, remembered. So you're going to get everything except for your findings. So you're going to get all your copper blanks, all your crystals, all your natural brass blanks, your tag, your silver blank, your copper rectangle blank. You just need to add your jump rings and a clasp. That's it. That is it. 21 pieces for $24, cart 114. These cobblestone copper blanks are solid copper. They do not have any finish on them. This rectangle blank is artisan copper, so it has been through our aging process. So it's got a more antique look. And then that's our dotted natural brass blank there. Love this. It's so cute. And then if you take it to the relief block, you can highlight those little dots more so they blend in less and then they become shiny. How cute is that? Okay, these silver blanks, they're thick. They're a little hard to bend, but they are brass and they're plated silver. So I mean, look at how thick that is compared to that. It's almost double, or probably double the thickness for sure. And I said I was going to hammer this, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring up that listing first. Cart 115 for the 2-hole artisan copper rectangle blank, 14 pieces for $20. Cart 115. So I'm going to hammer that beauty first because I'm curious what it looks like when it's hammered. I'm not sure that the silver would do too well hammered because that is plated. So I have a feeling that the plating would crack if you decided to hammer that. So just note that while you're thinking about it. But you are able to bend it a little bit to get that bracelet blank bend without cracking it, which is nice. Okay. That's looking pretty good. Hammered out. Our holes are lining up really well. So we're going to attach those also with anti-copper plated jump rings. Let me just get 2 of those. You want to connect your jump rings because it's going to help you bend both pieces at the same time to create that bracelet bend that you need. And doing it at the same time keeps it uniform. So we're attaching our solid or our artisan copper blank to our silver plated blank with our artisan copper plated jump rings. Nice. That's the first step. Next step. Barrel pliers. We love these. Actually, I'm not going to use those ones. Where the heck did my big barrel pliers go? There they are. They just fell off. I'm going to use these ones, the vintage ones, because we know what happens when I don't use vintage tools. The poop. Okay. It's going to take a little bit of force. So just bend it a little bit with your fingers as much as you can. You don't need a huge bend. think just a little bit more. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take my smaller ones and come on the edges here, pull it down just a little bit. And do that with this. Grab on either side. Down. Ooh, she's looking good. That's perfect. Bracelet bend. Done. Okay. So that silver pack that I'm talking about, cart 116, it's brass based, silver plated, our oval 2-hole blank, 14 pieces for $20, cart 116. And we need our tags. And if you have not seen the tag listing yet, there's a bunch. And you're going to love it because you have a bunch of different options, tons of options. And I do have those off to the side here. I believe I have 18 different word tags, which is amazing. But I'm going to pop these up out of the way for now. We will get back to these. So I'll just leave them there. All right. Tag pack. 18 pieces for $20. You have the option of getting one of each or 18 pieces of the same word. We have believe, bloom. I'm going to try and do these in alphabetical, but that might be hard. Clarity, dance, dream, fly, found. Oh, I guess I'm a little out of alphabetical. Faith and family, grow, inspire, well, hope, inspire, imagine, journey, love, renew, spirit, and wisdom. So let me take a little zoom in here so you can take a peek. You can get one of each, 18 pieces for $20, or you can get 18 pieces of a single word. So you can get 18 of believe, 18 of bloom, so on and so forth, all the way down, or you can get one of each. Cart 117, natural brass, tag blanks. We use these a lot in Bella, and they're so cute. I think my favorites, I'll just pull them out here. Grow, renew, spirit, wisdom, journey. Those ones are probably my favorites. Bloom, clarity, fly, found, family, journey, renew, spirit, wisdom. I think faith is going to be a good hitter for Lisa for sure because she loves her faith. And I love that she loves her faith. And Uncle Doug too. Uncle Doug, we're going to get you some faith tags for church or something. Which would be, hey guys, if you want to do some charity for church and do some like faith themed with some crosses, think that's a good idea. And you know, we have a bunch of crosses listed on vintageliveshop.com too. Lots of good ideas. I'm a big fan of those tag packs, and I was so thankful to be able to give you the option to either get one of each or you can get bulk packs of each word. Love them, love them, love them. Ooh, that's such a good idea, Dale. She cleans out her candle jars and puts beads and things in them for her workbench. They're beautiful. I love them. Thank you, Peggy. You're such a sweetheart. There we go. What are your guys' favorite words? I think Uncle Doug's just posted his and then it moved. So faith, hope, charity, and love. Charity is the greatest. But we have clarity, not charity. Might be clarity. What are your guys' favorite words out of here? I'm curious. What size are the circular blanks? Are you talking about the cobblestone or the dotted? Otherwise, if you visit vintageliveshop.com, I do have the dimensions of everything listed in their product listings. Okay, so I did journey for this one. I think I'm going to do maybe we'll do wisdom. We'll do wisdom for this one. That's a word blank that I don't use very often, but I really like the word. So, ice cream. Why is there not a tag for ice cream? I don't know. We should get one though. I eat ice cream every night before I go to bed. Just a little bit, like a scoop of ice cream. Don't worry, I don't totally gorge myself on ice cream, but I do have a little bit before I go to bed every night. I love it. I love my ice cream. Okay, let's clip this loop. Bye bye, wisdom loop. Grab your file. No, you're okay, Kat. Questions are always welcome here. I like to, one, answer questions. And then if you guys don't know where to find things, I like to show you guys where you can find those things. So if I'm not available at the time and you're like, where the heck is this thing? Hopefully, I've been giving you guys good enough direction to be able to find a lot of that stuff on your own in case we're not around to help you with that. Maybe like on a weekend or something and you need an answer right away type thing. I'm just going to take this to the relief block a little bit. Cute. I also need to create a bend for that, which I probably should have done when I was creating the bend for the other things, but we're just going to make a cute little bend out of this and then see if it... Ooh, that's pretty dang close. Good job, Corian. I think I just need to go a little bit less. Woohoo! Love it. Okay, I'm getting shaky hands here, so it's not. Where's my beat all? Where is my beat all? Doop. That's pretty close to center, I think. Okay. Okay, let's get our resin. Need a little dot there on top. Let that soak. And I'm going to grab my silicone brush. This cutie. A little bit more on there. And I'm going to pull it and let it pool over onto our silver blank. Doesn't look like it's coming over yet though. I also have just picked out the vintage stash for this next month's shipment. Oh no, it's going too fast. Oh no. Oops. You could always glue down your word first. I didn't on my last one, but I definitely put a little bit too much resin on here. So glue down your word tag and it'll make it a lot easier, which I probably should have just done that, but sometimes I can be a little lazy, and when I run into things like this, I'm like, maybe I shouldn't be so lazy sometimes and just go the extra step, go the extra mile, add a little bit of glue so it makes my life easier, because now I have to spend time cleaning that up and making sure my holes for my jump rings are okay, and of course, let me just wipe a little bit of this resin off with a paper towel here. And it's okay because it's clear. It's clear, so it's just gonna make things look a little glossy, and I'll push that tag back over here in a minute because it has uncentered itself. Sure, soak that up nice and good. Okay, that's better. Where's my brush? Where's my brush? Ooh, yeah, don't tip it too much. Okay, that's going in the light. Let's soak this up. That's curing. So we're going to take a flat back and we're going to glue that onto the center of our dotted blank. So I just open up my glue, dab something in there to pick some up. This just helps me have more control over where exactly my glue is going and how much I'm putting down. Which I've been doing this more and more, is just opening up the cap and then dipping something in there. Tweezers. Where did I put those suckers? There we go. Like, push that puppet down. And then maybe while I'm doing this, since we're almost done here, if Aunt Jean wouldn't mind putting in the comments what their plan is for Friday, so that way I can have that to pop up on the screen. These cobble blanks are staying the same. You're just going to add another hole. Go directly below. Right in the center. Pop a hole in there. So then you can connect your jump rings on either side, and then on those jump rings that connect the copper blanks to the other copper blanks, you're going to string this in between. Like that. So it's jump ring or copper blank, jump ring, copper blank, and then on the jump ring connecting those two copper blanks is where you're going to drop your dotted blank. And then let's see where our wisdom tag is at here. It's definitely going to need to be fixed up a little bit because I didn't soak up all of that resin. So I'll break the resin by moving my jump ring around, at least the resin that's in my jump ring. And then I'll push it out with a bead awl. Get this extra stuff that's on here pulled off. Pulled off, clipped off. I don't think my resin was totally dry either because I'm leaving fingerprints. But just know that if you do have overspill, that it's not hard to get that off or get that out. Just takes a little bit longer. I got that resin. So this is the resin that was in my jump ring. We just pulled that out. I'll reclose my jump ring so it's closed. And I would do that on the other side here. Any of that overspill, I'm just gonna get out of there. Lovely. So we fixed our overspill. I did put fingerprints on this, so I would just wipe that off and put another clear coat over it and then set it in the UV light until it cures. I just pulled it out too early and then put my fingers on it. But that's what happens when you rush through things a little bit. It's so cute. But I kind of like the fingerprint look. Makes it look like it's hand done. Maybe I'll do that and then cure it so it's a little more matte versus shiny, but looks great either way. And then you do your little simple connections from there. Just like that. Okay, let's see. Oh, you're so sweet, Beth. There's a bunch of good stuff today. Okay, here we go. Friday, Ainsley is designing with new products for the website. I got a peek at one of the necklaces, which used wings in a unique way. Ooh, we love adding wings to things. I'm so excited for her live on Friday. So make sure that you tune in on Friday. Yes, Nancy, Doug, believe would be too appropriate, or would be appropriate too, right? Yes, it would be, especially for religion. The vintage file is on vintage.com. I think Peggy put that part number in there somewhere. Otherwise, if you just type file into the search bar, it'll pull it right up. Okay. Don't forget to sign up for SMS, ladies. So I was talking to Jean yesterday, and I think that I'm going to start sending out the texts, the SMSs, before even the social media post gets out. So our SMS subscribers, they get an even better heads up than what you would see just on normal social media, so on and so forth. So sign up for those SMS messages. If you haven't already, you get discount code to the retail site, etc., etc. But that's a one-time discount code. So if you signed up and then you unsubscribed and then signed up again, you don't get that discount code. So make sure you sign up and stay signed up. And then let's do our big loot giveaway, and then we'll do the look. So we'll show what everything looks like on here in a moment. I think I went through all of my bulk packs here. Just let me take a quick peek. Oh, I did not. Okay. Cobblestone blank, cart 118. This is solid copper, 24 pieces for $20. And then that dotted blank, that natural brass dotted blank is cart 119, 28 pieces for $20. So I suggest getting either one of each of the bulk packs or at least one of each of the sampler bundles and kits for sure. All right, let's bring Uncle Doug on for our big loot giveaway. And then he will need to send me the YouTube ladies.
The YouTubers.
Welcome back.
Yes.
Okay. Let's bring this out. Uncle Doug's going to get my YouTube name sent over so I can add those to the wheel. So you have like a second to get your love reactions in for Facebook, and then for YouTube, we must have your you must comment your name and giveaway or something like that and be subscribed. And you must have an open order with us on vintageliveshop.com to claim, and you can only win once every 6 months. Okay, now that I have this honking thing up there, let me pull the names here. I'm gonna make Uncle Doug big here for a second, so I'm not leaning over and
Not any
get
bigger than I already am, I hope.
my weird face is like super close to the camera while I get all these names in here. Oh, we have quite a few from YouTube. Amanda, if you're over on YouTube, we got all your orders shipped out today, lovely.
Yeah, they're
3
waiting
months
for
of
pickup.
orders. Yes.
I think we had 6 of them. 6
Yeah,
of
there
them
was
waiting.
like 6 orders. So hopefully she'll be pretty happy that her orders will be there soon. That's did you call for a pickup on that? Because if not, I can just drop that off on my way home.
I'm going to drop it off likely today. I usually put it out in the pickup area in case UPS passes
Oh,
by.
sure.
If they don't pass by the end of the day, I'll just carry it to the UPS drop off.
Okay, so your order will be going out today regardless. Amazing. All right. I have all those in there. I'm going to make sure that I don't have duplicates. Debbie, Janet, Jean, Carly. Said Janet twice, but they have two different last names. Okay. So that one's out and this one's out. All right, I'm ready. Are you ladies ready? Let's bring me back on. And we're gonna slowly get this iPad out of its holder. Make this full screen. All right. I have fingerprints all over my screen. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna sit behind my iPad.
That always happens, doesn't
Dale!
it? Doesn't that happen so often?
Has Dale gotten a big loot before?
I don't believe so. But I mean, it's a double winner.
Yes. We should take a peek just in case.
That really happens a lot. So anybody who isn't participating in trivia, it makes a lot of sense to try to win the trivia because it's always double winners.
And it's so funny that like this wheel and our stuff, they're not like compatible. They don't run on the
No,
same platform. So it's
no,
literally
not
just
at
at
all.
random. So Dale won the big loot giveaway then. So you will get this. Girl, you need to place an order because you won a trivia today. This
There better
big
be a
loot,
good one too.
this big loot giveaway, and I think I still have another giveaway for you that I've held for a week or two. So get
All
those
right,
in,
Dale, you're
get at
getting the
least
treasure.
one in.
So
Yeah.
here we go.
At least get one in so that way you get you can show it. Get your big loot here. So it's totally worth it. Ooh, a treasure chest because yeah, this is treasure. Literally, like I'm digging
Treasure.
through treasure. Like look at how many different things you can make with this stuff. Like what the freak? Love it. All right. And if somebody does not place an order, we will redraw and I will not hold the gifts for longer than 2 weeks. So make sure that you get your orders in because I don't want you to miss out or be sad that you forgot to place one if you didn't know that you won something because I know some people have to drop out of the lives and things. So, all right. We're going to do our look. So we're going to take you off screen, Uncle Doug. Bye. And we're going to make me big screen. And we're going to flip this around. I need to find a better way about this setup situation. So I actually tried to set my setup up how like Gene and Ainsley do it, but my laptop does not connect camera wise because it does not have a back facing camera. So it doesn't even get me the option to put my laptop in there as a normal source. I know. There's a lot of like wood and stuff in there. Yeah. We did some wood and some blanks. Yeah. Well, the wood's super light. The wood is the biggest part in there. Well, because there's wood. Well, there's wood. I always, if I put wood in anything, yeah, I know. Yeah. You'll get, that's what I'm saying, Dale. Place your order, girlfriend, because yes. Place your order, even if it's not like if you guys can't be placing big orders, we understand with the situation the US is in, the world, yeah, with things just being ridiculous. Amazing. Um, but if you can, make it worth it. But I'm not mad either way. I'm not. Well, I'm just gonna hold this. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna clasp it, but I wanted to show you guys how these side things lay. Because they lay right over top of the copper blanks. I gotta go this way because this is down. But they're super cute. So if you if you hold your wrist downward, they're gonna hang down. And then if you're like doing it more like this, they're gonna hang. I hate this backward stuff. They're gonna hang over the copper blanks down the side, which is amazing. And you guys love this. I had to put up to my ear pod here so you can hear it, but it's nice and dangly, and I love it when my bracelets make sounds like that. Okay. I probably should switch my AirPod here though. We're gonna zoom in. There we go. It's a little bit hard to see with the white shining through the back there. These are super cute. I'm a big fan of those. Let me try the other ear. Be a little bit more. It's just hard to see from this angle. That's why I need to switch up my setup a little bit more to make it perfect. Those are cute. Let me grab my other earring here. Look at that. That's stunning. I love that big time. Let me zoom out just a little bit. Those are so cute. Yeah. Those are take-home ones for sure. For sure, no doubt about it. I will be taking those ones home. Ian can suck it up because I have not gotten a pogboard set up at home yet. Just here at the office. Those are super cute too. Yeah. I love the big blue with that little tiny square that reflects. So cute. Okay, so I did 1, 2. Where's my other? I did 3 pairs of earrings. Maybe I only did 2. I'll find it if I did another one. Now I have to get this chain back behind it because I put it in front for you guys. It's like perfect length to not go back out front. So to kind of bend it a little bit there we go. Get it in the back. And I'm a big fan of doubled up chain if it doesn't tangle. What did I do here? Okay. It's like, what the heck? This is more of a long way. Huge and beautiful. And then this is more of a shorter version. Sitting about there. Yeah, that's really pretty. Look at those crystals just shine. Gorgeous. Love that. Let's grab our other creative one. Maybe I only did do the 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, I did 3 pairs of earrings, 1 bracelet, and 2 necklaces. So I tangled up my other creative bar one in here. So let me get that untangled quick. So what happens when I just toss jewelry off to the side? Oh, buckets. This is what I mean by I'm lazy, is I forgot to put a clasp on this and it's too short to put over my head. So I'm going to cut this chain and just hold it in place. My bad. My bad. Pull on that side. There we go. Oh, you guys. Let me zoom in just a little bit more. Hold on. But make sure I'm in. Okay. There. It's a little harder to find where you're supposed to be when you're zoomed in super far because you can't move a lot without getting out of frame. Isn't that just incredible? That butterfly is insane, which I'm limited on this. So get the kit right now or buy a retail because I do not have it listed in bulk on the live shop because I'm super limited on it. I don't even think I have any more wholesale packs of it. So sorry, wholesale ladies, you can't get it. You have to get it on the live shop or retail. Jeez, that's so pretty. If you wanted it a little bit longer, so like there's something. Oh, I like my necklaces a little bit shorter though. That's so cute. What is your guys' favorite of today? I'm curious. And I would put on Jean's version, but I don't have it. So we'll do kind of hold it here. Maybe something like that. I really love what she did with this ceramic piece and the bird. The white one's my favorite. And there's only, I think, 3 of those. So get it now. All right. Clear that out. Let me switch views here again. Oh, I think my laptop view actually has timed out. So we're just going to have to say bye like this. Uncle Doug, welcome
Hey,
back.
welcome.
We'll just
It's
see.
nice to be back.
Like this way. I don't know why it's so bright back there.
Nice.
Do something
It
about
looks
that.
really nice when I come into the office over there. A lot of
I
sun pouring in.
know. I think I just need to like dye the curtains a little bit of a different color so it's not because it's
Oh,
like
you think
so
so? These
bright
are kind of
that
sheer. They're very sheer.
yeah.
So I
I
think
think if
even if you
I
dyed them, the sun will still come through like that.
yes, but they won't overexpose like it is right
Well,
now.
maybe.
I think if I dyed them, it'll tone it down a little bit, be less of a
Actually,
hot
you can
point.
just probably create a bath with our like a
Mm-hmm.
sepia brown, and just put
So
the.
Kieran,
You can dye the fabric with it.
there was a couple of our buckets downstairs that Kieran had found that we couldn't like use what was on the
Yeah,
bottom because it was too much. So he put those in different containers for me. And I
yeah,
have a container about this big of eerie purple, but it's like a lot of the metallic stuff
yeah.
in
You want
there.
to really water it down.
Yeah. So I think that'll be good. And I can use some of that for that. But anywho, I do have Jean's comment here again that I do want to pop up. Friday, Ainsley is designing with new products for the website. I got a she got a peek at one of the necklaces, which used wings in a unique way. So I'm very excited to see how she used the wings. And I'm super excited that we're going to be continually adding new product for you guys to access on the retail and wholesale sites. If you don't know already, we have our solid brass ear wires back in stock. ER20, ER006, ER010, ER45, and there's one more style. Because there's 5 styles back in stock for solid brass ear wires, and then we also added solid brass jump rings to the sites as well. So your favorites like the JRV114, JRV10, we added a bunch of those as well, and then some head pin selections in solid brass too, like your HP3s, so HPV3 so on and so forth. So go take a look at those new solid brass options and stay tuned for the new products that Ainsley and Jean will be releasing on Friday. And that's all I have for you, ladies. Don't forget to sign up for the Vintage Stash Backstage Pass monthly subscription on the retail site. And if you want to splurge a little bit, sign up for the monthly Big Loot subscription on vintageliveshop.com. You're getting over $300, over $400 worth of stuff in that shipment for $100 a month. It is so worth it. It is our best deal that we offer. And then the Vintage Stash subscription comes right after that. That is our second best deal. And you get your double reward points, et cetera, et cetera. So get signed up for those subscriptions, get signed up for the SMS so you're notified, and we will see you Friday.